Holy fucking ass and titties. I am so fucking excited to finally announce that the Ranger finally got revealed after all this time, after all this wait, after all the expectations that I have come across for this Elite Specialization from other people. We finally have a look at this damn thing. And of course, tomorrow we're getting the engineer. Now, this was by far the one I was anticipating the most. And before we get into it, I'm going to play the trailer. If you've already seen it, just skip a minute or two ahead and you'll go ahead and hear my commentary.
Ancient forces of nature dwell within Echovald, and the Untamed have learned to channel them through the bond they share with their pets. Their earth-shaking hammer blows keep enemies dazed and off balance, while their pets' attacks are bolstered by raw primal energy. The power of nature flows back and forth between the Untamed and their animal companion, empowering their killing blows.
Alright, so now that you've seen it, we can actually talk about the first impressions of this fucking thing. Safe to say, I'm very fucking excited for this. I am extremely excited that we're finally getting some amount of interaction with our pet, where the last two Elite Specializations have outright avoided the pet. And I am very, very sad that the live stream is going to be on Friday, because I have my orientation for my job on that day, and I have to go there from 1 to 4, so I'm going to miss out on quite a bit of the live stream, depending on if they go slow pace with it or not, because there's 3 elite specs of all the traits and skills and stuff to show off. So hopefully I'll be able to see at least a little bit of the Ranger. It's the second one, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Hopefully the Thief doesn't take them absolutely forever, because I have to leave it like probably 12:40, 12:45. I might even just leave at 12:45. That way I could get as much of a look as I possibly can. I don't really know. It doesn't take very long to get there. It's maybe like 5 to 7 minutes. It's not really that long. I just want to be there a little early. But anyway, this looks very, very Bunny Thumper kind of inspired, where you're kind of knocking down your enemies, and then your pet is kind of just butt fucking them right there, which is really, really cool. And very excited about that. The hammer, of course, we have a hammer. I'm very excited about that as well. The hammer is probably, I mean, it looks to be like a CC sort of weapon. I can't imagine this thing is going to be played around with in endgame PvE content. I could definitely see, the classic greatsword longbow combination coming into play with this sort of this elite spec. But I can see the hammer being played a lot just in general PvE content, especially solo content. But I don't really think the hammer is going to be, if it's really CC focused, which it looks like it is. I don't really see this being a thing in endgame PvE content. I could see the spec being a thing. I just can't see the weapon actually being, a thing. And I love the hot potato sort of thing that's going on with the empowerment buffs. So it looks like you're kind of tossing your empowerment buff between yourself and your pet. I'm wondering, is this going to be a manual selector, or is this going to be like a resource management sort of thing, or is it going to be some sort of timed buff where it's like 30 seconds for your pet and 30 seconds for yourself, or something like that? And I'm also wondering, what is this? Is the empowerment going to be buffing up your pet more than it does yourself? Because that way the pets, there's going to be a bit more reason to actually swap it to your pet than it is yourself. Obviously, because it's AI controlled, there's got to be some amount of compensation there. So I would think that your pet would be have a higher damage modifier than what you would be having. Because obviously it doesn't look like you can select the skills to use or anything off the pet this time around, which kind of sucks. But other than that, I'm really excited about the pet finally having some love here, man. I can't express how excited I was at 6 o'clock this morning when I was like spamming refresh on the YouTube, and I saw in the Guild Wars 2 Discord people were posting it. It's like, oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. And I saw the Untamed title. I was like, well, that's really fucking stupid sounding, but I'll go and look at this anyway. And I was holding it in because my parents were asleep, or my mom was, and I was just so fucking excited. As far as the skills go, I don't really know. My guess is maybe preparation skills. Dude, I don't fucking know. That'd be too similar to traps. I don't really know what these skills are going to be. They didn't say it throughout the video. In terms of what the trade-off can be, they only ever really showed one pet in action. They never showed a swap, so possibly they could get rid of the swap and maybe have the new heal skill or new elite skill revive your pet. I could see the new elite skill having a side effect where it revives your pet to full health. But maybe the heal skill will revive it. Maybe give it like 6, 7, 8,000 health left, or something like that. Maybe even like 10 or 15, depending on the vitality of the pet. But yeah, that's as far as I could go for the trade-off. I don't. It doesn't really look like there's much of a trade-off here. I could see they're like not being pet swap anymore. No, you having to like stick with one pet like you did with Soul Beast in combat. But I don't really know. I could see there still being the two pet swap you could do outside of combat, but in combat, I don't really. Maybe that won't happen. Maybe that'll be the trade-off here. Um, we also saw a white tiger in a thumbnail, which is really, really exciting. People have been speculating that the white tiger might be able to provide alacrity or quickness. It would be nice to have alacrity come to the ranger toolkit for once, because we don't have that right now. It would be nice to have it, but if it doesn't, it's not a big deal to me. Maybe it will be to other people, but for me, not really.